There are 5 things that I've learned that I want to share with you. I learned them when my daughter started this amazing skill of speed eating. She would pile up food on her fork, shove it in, and refuse to sit down at mealtime. And as I was retraining her, I realized what the source of the issue was. She was watching me, and she was taking my cues because I wasn't sitting down, and I was shoveling food in, and I wasn't eating politely. So from there, I developed a whole new level of accountability right here in my home. When she's watching, it makes me want to eat foods that are causing my body to thrive because I want her body to thrive. And it was creating a level of accountability to sit down and enjoy the foods that I was eating. So tip number 1, set an example because they are building their worldview. Even the things that we say about food, good or bad foods, they're learning and they're downloading and they're creating their belief system about what they are eating. So instead of good and bad foods, we talk about foods that cause our body to thrive and foods that we limit. So there are no good and bad foods in our home. Step number 2, I teach her. I sit her down and I educate her and we make it fun. I show her pictures of the inside of the body and how food is used by the body for either energy or waste. And we run little experiments and we try different kinds of food and we try new recipes and I teach her about the nutrients within the food. And it's given her a passion for what it is that I do as a career by helping other people, and also a respect for her body because she wants to feel good, she wants to thrive. Another thing that I do is I teach her how to make healthy foods available. So when we bring the food into our home, I put it at her eye level and I teach her about the foods that are gonna make her body thrive so she knows that those are the ones that she's gonna wanna go for when she opens up the cupboard and when she opens up the door and of the refrigerator. And there aren't foods sitting around that are gonna cause her body harm. And she feels safe in her home knowing that all of the foods that we have in our home are gonna cause her body to thrive. Another thing is I guard my words. I'm very careful about if I'm on some sort of extreme nutrition plan, getting ready for a photo shoot, or if I'm struggling with some food cravings, I'm very careful about how I share that with her. I do want to be honest with her and I do want to always cut it straight with her, but I don't want to be telling her things that she's going to download that are going to cause her to think in an unhealthy way about food. Let me give you an example. I am just dying for some carbs, or I can't eat that right now. Those things are giving her negative perspective about food. Instead, what if I said, Mommy's choosing nice lean protein sources and all of these beautiful colors of vegetables. Look how much food is on my plate. Do you feel how it's a little bit different? And if I'm refraining from food, I either don't mention it or I just say, oh no, thank you, I have plenty of food on my plate. This is what I'm eating today. And later on, when she's a little bit older, she may ask me about why I'm eating different micronutrients or macronutrients or what I'm doing exactly. And I'm happy to share that with her, but I always guard my words to make sure that I'm telling it to her in a way that creates that positive environment. Last step. This is the most important. Don't freak out. There are going to be things in your child's way, like birthday parties, cake, ice cream, being at a special event. And if we make it a big deal, it's going to be something that really sets them back and creates an emotional pattern of either being fearful about food or being obsessed with the food that they can't eat. So if I am feeding her healthy 7 days a week at home and something comes up, I'm not freaking out about letting her have a taste or letting her sit down and have a little bit of ice cream. And sometimes it's even a good thing because it makes her feel miserable. And very calmly, we just explain to her why it reacted that way in her system. I want to encourage you guys, if you've watched this video all the way through, you're doing something for your child, you're caring about your child in a way that only a select few really do. I love you guys, and I'm so proud of how you're taking care of your little ones.